Welcome to this enchanting audiobook adventure, where stories come to life. Join Hedgehog and Puppy Dog on a delightful journey that combines storytelling with vocabulary enhancement exercises. So, sit back, relax, and let your imagination roam as we dive into their world, offering an enjoyable experience for all. Get ready to embark on an adventure that will spark your curiosity and language skills. Okay, let's begin. Hedgehog and Puppy Dog by Ruth Manning-Sanders. Chapter 12. Vocabulary. Stew. To cook food slowly in liquid, typically with vegetables and meat, until it becomes tender. Hill. A raised area of land, often with an elevated summit. Scamper. To run quickly and lightly, often with small, quick steps. Dish. Container used for serving or eating food. Dawn. The early light that appears in the sky just before sunrise. Prowl. To move stealthily and quietly, often in search of prey or for exploration. Dim. Lacking in brightness or light, not well lit. Heather. A small, evergreen shrub with pink or purple flowers, commonly found in mulleins. Linger. To remain or stay in a place for a longer period than necessary. Kick. To strike something with the foot in a forceful manner. Chapter 12. The Dreamers. Puppy Dog was eating his supper, a real good supper of stewed meat and vegetables, when Mouse came creeping out of a hole in a corner of the floor. "Oh, Puppy Dog," said Mouse, "I've been dreaming, and my dreams always come true. I dreamed that you gave me some of your supper." "You're welcome to it," said Puppy Dog politely. "Pray help yourself." So, Mouse dipped her little nose into Puppy Dog's dish and had a good meal. "Thank you very much, Puppy Dog," said she, wiping her whiskers first with one paw, and then with another. She was feeling sociable. She lingered to have a little chat with Puppy Dog. That day Puppy Dog had been given a ball, and he was very proud of this ball. Next morning, when he went up onto the hill, he insisted on taking the ball with him, though Hedgehog advised him to leave it at home. "You may lose it," she said. "No, I shan't," said Puppy Dog. He was speaking indistinctly because he had the ball in his mouth. "Why should I?" "Well," said Hedgehog, "if haven't lost it before sunset, my name's not Hedgehog." And she was right. Puppy Dog had given the ball a good toss down the hill, and was scampering after it, when a boy saw the ball, picked it up, put it in his pocket, and went on his way down the hill. Puppy Dog hurried after him, barking and growling. "It's my ball, he cried. "Get out," said the boy. He gave Puppy Dog a kick, and Puppy Dog ran yelping back to Hedgehog. "He's stolen my ball, the boy's stolen my ball," he whimpered. Hedgehog was sorry but couldn't help saying, "Didn't I tell you to leave it at home? But I'll get it back again, see if I don't," said Puppy Dog. So that evening, when Mouse came creeping out of her hole again to share Puppy Dog's supper, Puppy Dog pretended to have been asleep, and to have just woken up. "I had a very curious dream, Mouse," he said. "You know the ball I was given? Well, I was playing with it on the hillside, and the grocer's boy stole it from me. But in my dream, you got the ball and brought it back to me. And my dreams, like yours, always come true. So, if you'll just go and get my ball back, I shall be much obliged." "Dreams don't always come true," said Mouse, who didn't want to venture down the hill. "Oh yes, they do," said Puppy Dog. "So of course, you'll go down this very night and get my ball. But it's such a long way to go," said Mouse. "Of course, it is," said Puppy Dog. "And it wasn't any shorter in my dream. But if you set out this minute, I think you should be back by breakfast time tomorrow. So, goodbye for now. And a pleasant journey." What could Mouse do? She didn't want to quarrel with Puppy Dog, because it was so convenient to share Puppy Dog's supper. So, she set off. All night she was scuttling down the hillside, every now and then having to hide under a gorse bush, or among the heather, when Mr. Owl Big Eyes went hooting by. Mouse's little heart was all of a flutter, and her little legs were aching, when she arrived just before sunrise outside the grocer's shop. It was easy enough to creep in under the shop door. But it wasn't at all easy to find the ball, which the grocer's son had taken up to bed with him. Mouse spent a long time searching among the various goods in the shop, and in the parlor behind the shop. In the parlor there was a delicious smell of cheese, which made Mouse's mouth water. The smell came from a mouse trap on the floor, but Mouse knew all about traps. So, having made sure that Puppy Dog's ball was not there, she hurried out of the parlor again, lest she be tempted to take a nibble at the cheese. Now she was clambering with great difficulty up the stairs, and, oh dear me, how her little legs were aching. Now she was squeezing her body flat as she could, and creeping under a bedroom door. But it wasn't the right bedroom, she could tell that in a minute because there were loud snores coming from the bed. Mouse knew that boys never snored like that. So, she crept back under that bedroom door and tried another. Yes, this was the boy's room. The boy was fast asleep, and in the dim dawn light Mouse could see Puppy Dog's ball lying on the floor beside the bed. But here was another problem. How to get the ball out of the room? It was much too big to go under the door. So, Mouse had to hide under the bed and wait until the boy got up and went downstairs to breakfast, when fortunately, he left the bedroom door open. And then, oh dear me, pushing with her nose, hitting with her front feet, Mouse somehow managed to roll the ball down the stairs and into the shop. In the shop she had another long wait before the family had finished breakfast, and the grocer came to open the shop door and peer into the street. Now or never, thought Mouse. And with a nudge of her head, she got the ball rolling out of the shop, and across the pavement and into the gutter. Poor little Mouse. Terrified by inquisitive dogs, almost jumped upon by prowling cats, somehow or other she managed to get the ball rolling along the gutter and out of the town. Now she had the hill to climb. But first she sat down under a clump of heather and had a good cry. Then she began the steep climb, pushing the ball along before her, at times losing it among the long grass and the bracken that edged the path, at times getting so angry with it that she gave it a shove in the wrong direction, and had it skipping off down the path again, as if it were mocking her. The sun had long set before Mouse reached Puppy Dog's house. Puppy Dog was alone in the kitchen. He had just finished licking his dish clean, when Mouse came limping in, pushing the ball before her. "What a time you've been," said Puppy Dog. "I did mean to leave you some supper, but I was so hungry, I've licked the dish clean. However, you've got the ball, and that's all that really matters. Take the wretched thing," cried Mouse. "But I shall never tell you my dreams again. And if you tell me yours, I shan't hear you, no, not if you shout as loud as thunder. I am going to be deaf from this day and forever." And she dashed towards her hole. But she did just manage to hear Puppy Dog say, "Silly Mouse. I was only joking. Look, here is a special supper for you." And there, on the floor, was a nice big piece of cheese. Read the sentences below and find the correct answer. 1. The delicious aroma of the freshly baked lasagna made me blank near the kitchen, hoping for a taste. 2. The room was so blank that I had to turn on the lights to see anything clearly. 3. The mischievous squirrel would blank through the garden, leaving a trail of overturned flower pots. 4. For dinner tonight, I'm planning to cook a delicious vegetable blank with a blend of herbs and spices. 5. The curious cat liked to blank around the neighborhood at night, exploring every corner. Chapter 13. Vocabulary. Jar. A container with a lid, often used for storing food or other items. Shed. A small structure used for storage or shelter, typically in a backyard. Sack. A bag, typically made of cloth or paper, used for carrying or storing items. Wage. Payment for work or services, often received on a regular basis. Bright. Having a high degree of light or vividness. Gaze. To look steadily and intently at something. Totter. To move unsteadily or with an unsteady gait, often due to weakness or imbalance. Cub. A young animal, such as a bear or lion. Loudly. in a manner that produces a strong or intense sound. Rest, a break or period of relaxation after exertion. Chapter 13, Counting. Bear had 5 jars of honey. He put them in a shed and hired Puppy Dog to guard them. Every evening Bear came to count his jars of honey. After a few days Puppy Dog got bored and he couldn't resist stealing one of Bear's jars of honey. This jar Puppy Dog took away to his own home, then he came back to go on with his guarding. But now there were only 4 jars left in the shed, and Bear was coming that evening to count them. What was to be done? Puppy Dog had a bright idea. When Bear came that evening to count the jars of honey, Puppy Dog said, "Bear, wouldn't you like to sit outside on the grass under the apple tree, and I will bring the jars out one by one for you to count?" So, Bear sat down under the apple tree and Puppy Dog brought out the first jar. "That's 1," said Puppy Dog. "1," said Bear. Puppy Dog took back the first jar and brought out the second jar. "2," said he. "2," said Bear. Puppy Dog brought out the third jar and the fourth jar, and Bear counted them. But now there was no 5th jar, because, as you know, Puppy Dog had stolen a jar and taken it away to his own home. "All right." Puppy Dog brought out the 4th jar again. "5," said Puppy Dog. "5," said Bear. And he went off contented. Puppy Dog was so pleased with himself that he stole 3 more of Bear's jars of honey. Now there was only 1 jar left, and when Bear came again every evening to count them, Puppy Dog simply brought out the one and only jar 5 times. Bear counted, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. "Splendid," he said. "Now Puppy Dog, for your wages you shall have 10 apples. You can put them in this sack." Puppy Dog and Bear counted the apples as Puppy Dog picked them up and put them one by one into the sack. 1, 2, 3, 4. When Puppy Dog had picked up 8 apples he stopped for a rest. "I have been wondering," he said, "how many cubs you have?" "I have 3 cubs," said Bear. 3 cubs. "Well now 3. 3 is a fine family," said Puppy Dog, and he began picking up the apples again, counting aloud, 3, 4, 5. When Puppy Dog had counted up to 7, he stopped again and gazed at the apple tree. "How old is this apple tree?" he asked Bear. Bear said the apple tree was 2 years old. "Would you believe it?" said Puppy Dog. 2 years old, actually 2. "Well, we must go on counting. 2, 3, 4, 5, he said as he picked up the apples and put them one by one into the sack. Each time Puppy Dog had counted up to 8 he would stop and ask Bear some simple question, how much or how many of this or that, and when the answer was a small number Puppy Dog would begin counting again from that number. In this way he filled the sack with as many apples as he thought he could carry. 9, 10, said Puppy Dog loudly, putting the last 2 apples into the sack. "Well, goodbye," he called cheerfully, as he picked up the sack and staggered off with an immense number of apples. Bear gazed after Puppy Dog in astonishment. "That fellow certainly makes hard work of carrying 10 apples," said Bear to himself, as he watched Puppy Dog tottering away into the forest. Read the sentences below and find the correct answer. 1. The old man had to blank slowly down the uneven path, leaning on his cane for support. 2. The curious child couldn't help but blank at the night sky, admiring the stars and planets. 3. The summer sun cast a blank light over the meadow, making everything appear more vibrant and cheerful. 4. The empty blank once held a collection of sweets, but now it was waiting to be filled with new treats. 5. The gardener stored his tools in the small blank at the back of the yard to protect him from the rain. In wrapping up our audiobook journey with Hedgehog and Puppy Dog, I hope you've enjoyed the mix of entertainment and learning. Stories like these fuel creativity and offer a chance to improve language skills. Keep exploring the vast world of literature. where each book holds unique discoveries and new words. Language is a powerful tool for countless adventures. Thanks for joining on this journey. I hope you've had a great time expanding your vocabulary. Until our next audiobook adventure, happy reading and listening.